Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about helpers and maybe you use in the past. So the first helper I'm gonna be talking about is gonna be the forEach. So for this example, I just want to console log just a list of musicians. So I'm gonna create a variable. I'm gonna do const and I'm gonna say artist. So inside here we can have just an array. The first one is gonna be, I don't know, Clapton, sounds good. Then we're gonna have U2, Bruno Mars, just to keep the pop happy. And then I don't know, we have Lamar, for Kendrick Lamar, something like that. Good. In old JavaScript ES5, we need to do a for loop to loop through this data. So again, which is do for open and close, and inside the parentheses, we do all the logic. So again, it's var. It starts at 0 until I is less than artist dot length. Then we do I plus plus, just kind of doing this my memory. So if I want to console log each artist, I'm gonna do console log and then call artist that we have right here, and then we just make reference to the index, each iteration, and this iteration, of course, um, it's gonna be a 0, 1, 2, 3, and whatever values we have on this array. So okay, if I just reload the page, we got Clapton, Ute, Bruno Mars, and Lamar. Okay, so how can you reproduce the same result using the for each? I'm gonna just comment this out, and I'm gonna look at first what we need to do. We need to make a reference to the thing that we want to loop. In this case, it's gonna be artist, and it's gonna be an array. So I'm gonna say artist, then we call for each, you know, then we just open and close. Good. We do for each. What are we gonna do? We run on anonymous function. So I'm gonna say function, then open and close. There's no key right here. There is no name, and then open curly brace. So now with each iteration inside of for each, what we need to pass as an argument is gonna be each item on the list, and it's gonna be a keyword, just a name. Now most of the time, and this is just a convention, if you are using an array that our artist in plural, what you can do, you say artist. Now most of the times what I do is just say item, but artist singular makes more sense. And then I'm gonna do console log. I just console log this artist. This one is comment out. So if I reload the page, we got the same result. Clapton, U2, Bruno Mars, and Lamar. So what is happening right here? So we are calling the array. We are using the array where we have all the elements. then we say we want to do for each inside this array. Okay, and for each iteration we run a function on each function before each is gonna pass on element, and the element is gonna be each position on the array. Okay, so on the first loop, this is gonna enter here, and it's gonna pass the first value that you have inside the artist. And this case, it's gonna be Clapton. So on the first iteration, we console log artist, and the value for this is gonna be the first one, which is Clapton. Then ends and start again, and it's gonna go to the second one. And this artist now is gonna be YouTube. So it's gonna console log, and we get YouTube. Good. Then the third one, same thing with Bruno Mars, and then same thing with Lamar. This for each, it's gonna loop for so many elements. You have the array. That's the idea. So again, what would be the main principle of ES6 is to use less code and make it easier to read, and of course less painful to maintain and minimize the chance of making a mistake. And you say, maybe you are thinking, hey, for loop, I know how the for loop works, and why would I just use for each if I know how to use for? The thing is that for a lot of things can go bad. If you forgot to put the equal, well, it's gonna fail. And if you forget to do plus, it's gonna fail. If you make a mistake, everything is gonna fail. But for each, you just call the function. So the method, you pass the function item, and you're good to go. And it's easier to read. That is the main idea of this. Okay, this is just a simple example. I'm gonna show a different example. Okay, I'm gonna show you just an example for each. There's no need to use for loops. Okay, so I'm gonna do const, and I'm gonna do names. I'm just gonna get an array of names. So I'm gonna say Francis, I'm gonna say Lisa, and to say Marian and Ron. So now I want to use the for each to append something on the screen. So okay, I'm gonna say names first. I call the initial array, then I'm gonna use for each, and whenever we use for each, we need to run an anonymous function. Okay, whenever we would run this function, we need to pass an item since we have an array of names. I'm gonna pass a name. Now I'm just gonna do document.body.insert adjacent HTML just to show something, to make it quick. It's gonna be after begin, of course, and then comma, and again we can use template strings to just fill the gaps. We are gonna say div open and close, and hi, my name is something, the name that we are passing. Okay, So I'm gonna reload the page and we get, hi, my name is Ron, and whatever name. That was really easy. Again, there's no need to use the for loop anymore. We have this for each, I++, forget this thing. We are not gonna use it anymore, okay? So just like before, just grab the template example we did before. Gonna use const, which is gonna create an empty template, and instead of inserting everything that we can do again, we can access variables that are outside the loop. So we are gonna go right here. I'm gonna say the template, of course. The template is going to be concatenated to whatever value we have on each loop. And then, of course, I go on the bottom and I say document.body.insert adjacent HTML. It's going to be after begin, and then, of course, we call this template. After each loop, the template is going to have all the names, okay, and that's it. And we are going to be able to get pretty much the same result. Oh, I made a mistake. It's const. Okay, I assigned const variable. The thing is that I made mistake. Maybe you are not noticing what the mistake was. I used const to modify and mutate the value. Shouldn't be const. Should be let. I reload the page. We get the same result. Good. Same idea, different approach. It's kind of same result, different approach. But this one is much better. Okay. Thanks for watching this video.